All right. Welcome, everybody, back to another edition of Chairgatin. I'm your host, Rattlesnake, coming at you live once again from Austin, Texas. The Kings of Talladega have returned with my co-host, Dakota. What up, Dakota? Who do we got this week?
What up, boy? Fellow friend of the show, local Talladega night, is our boy Cody F. Powers, man. It's good to have you back.
Hey, it's nice to be here. Now, I don't know. Y'all are the kings. I'm like the jester of Talladega.
We're going to get into that. Cody from Left Turn Colts, his partner in crime, Jacob, will be joining us later. We will discuss all that, but let's get into it.
Hey, let's get it, dude.
What's up? It's Chairgatin coming at you live.
Hello, come right in. Rock, flag, and eagle.
Man, I feel like it's already like so soon, but I was like, oh yeah, we raced Monday. Like my whole week is screwed up.
I know. Talladega will screw up your whole week, definitely.
Yeah, like I've been all screwed up. Like what? We're doing another episode. I feel like we just did one, but that was all. Also like, hey, yeah, let's get it. It's time.
Yeah, because we definitely have to talk about Roval. Last episode, we recapped our weekends at Talladega. Me and Dakota, once again, love Talladega. That's our spot. If we could retire and just live there and just go off,
my ashes will be spread
into the sunset, that's where we would be. Cody had a completely different experience, but I want to wait to get into that with Jacob. They're both from Left Turn Colt. You want to do a shout out for your podcast or?
We're the LTC from East Tennessee. Honestly, we're a lot like you guys in the sense that we like to just talk about NASCAR, cover it, be very informational, and then of course we like to give our really bad opinions and hot takes on everything NASCAR.
Hey, yeah, I had to find something in Charlotte, and this is what ended up.
Yeah. I was gonna say I thought you were a Falcons fan, so that was a little weird. But
I got a couple places.
We'll let it ride. I was born in North Carolina, so I rep some Panthers stuff, but Texans at heart. Yeah. So we're gonna get into that a little bit later. Whenever the hell Jacob gets on, he just called when we were about to get on, and he was like, "Hey man, I'm just getting off work. Somebody came in at the last second," and so he will be in a mall parking lot. So real professional, top tier podcast we got here.
I was very stoked on his cover photo we chose.
Well, and I think honestly he'll have better signal at a mall parking lot than he would at his own home. So we'll probably actually have a better show with him there.
Yeah, I remember last time as he was moonshine sipping, it was just, I don't know if it was the internet or his speech that was impaired.
I'd say both.
Definitely both.
Yeah, definitely both. That was a fun time. Definitely fun time.
I should tell him to get the shine ready.
They had different experiences. Who hasn't been there? So yeah, they had different experiences. We'll get into that. But before we start, brought to you by Yeats. YeatsOfficial.com, 10% off, discount code Chairgatin. Where you at, man? I thought we convinced you during Talladega. Come on.
I wasn't there for the shotgun off.
You would have,
or else I would have
won them.
Oh yeah,
they would have been mine.
Yeah. Nathan's fast also, so if he showed up, but Nathan had just won a pair, so he disqualified. You probably would have won that pair actually. So yeah, you got to get on that. We're also brought to you by Yeti. Use the link in the description below if you want to keep your shit cold. That's pretty much it. So before Jacob gets on and we start talking about y'all's experience at Talladega, and we'll wrap it up with Roval talk and predictions and all that. Have y'all seen the paint scheme for the 17 car?
So
Dakota, do you have it pulled up? Can you show our audience?
Can in like 3 seconds.
3, 2,
I got it. Wrong group message.
So while you're pulling it up, I just want to mention one thing. Since they have moved the numbers, and everyone said, don't worry, once the paint schemes come out, they'll look good. They'll look better than you think. They have yet to release a good-looking paint scheme with this number placement. I've seen other renditions from people just on Twitter that look better than what they're doing professionally. But let's see. There you go. You can kind of see it there. It is. There you go. It is just hideous.
Look at all that space, dude.
Oh.
Look, say what you want about the number, but like, what are we doing here? We're arguing about sponsor placement and number placement, whatever have you. But if you're not going to take advantage of it, what was the point of it to begin with?
That's my biggest thing.
There's
That's
just
my
a big
biggest
empty
gripe.
spot where the number used to be.
Cody, what do you think? What do you think about this number placement? I feel like you're contrarian. You'll probably support it. You love the authorities to be, so let's hear what you have to.
I absolutely. No, honestly, I do like the switch up. I think the numbers moving forward are a little sharp, but
all right, so we're booting
Dakota.
Cody. He is
Right,
officially removed from this podcast forever.
I do agree with Dakota in the sense that we are moving them forward or backwards to create more ad space. We can't just keep it the same exact design going to 2022.
Yeah, I want to see new paint schemes. If we're gonna do it, see new paint schemes molded with the body and the sponsor placement and the number. Like, don't just keep your same fucking paint scheme, put it on a new car, and just move the number.
Now,
like,
are you glad they went forward instead of backward?
Now, here's the thing.
At this point, I don't think so.
I was like, okay, at least it went forward because I was not a fan of that all-star crap. However, when we went to Talladega dirt track, I paid attention during my beer drinking.
And the late models.
I noticed that a lot of the numbers were slid back. And some cars, I was like, that looks good. Like, that's okay. Like, that looks good with this car. And I was like, man, now I kind of wish they would have rather slid them back.
At this point, I think I want to see it slid back because it might look better than what we're dealing with right now. I have yet to see a good-looking paint scheme.
Well, that one picture I posted, they had it like it wasn't all the way forward at the fender well. It was just slid forward a little. And that I will take that at least. It's just a little cleaner. Like, you see.
Yeah, already that looks better. Yep.
The
Yeah,
bottom
the
one
concept
is so much better.
It's already so much better. From a design point, it doesn't make any sense to leave all that empty space and to keep it so close to the front wheel.
Shift it a little, shift's okay, but Jesus.
Yeah, at this point, I think I've said from the get-go, I think just leave it up to the teams. Let them decide where they want to put their numbers. As long as you have a number on both sides and on top, then that's good.
Oh, son of a bitch.
You're a Packers fan? What?
Yeah, Packers is my out-of-state team, boy.
Okay, you can't just start racking up teams. This is unfair.
No, I like Falcons and the Packers. Those are my teams.
But yeah, I mean, speaking about late models, we saw that as an example of how it can look good pushed back. But if you notice on late models and a lot of other types of racing, they will put numbers kind of wherever they choose based on like their paint scheme and their sponsorship. I don't see a problem with that because if it's ugly and the fans hate it, then the teams can be like, all right, we're going to move it again because that looks bad.
I agree. I think that it should ultimately be up to the teams. I'm a big fan of just like letting people decide. So I think instead of us forcing it either way, I think forward, middle, or backwards.
Yeah,
because a lot of people
appreciate that.
A lot of people use old paint schemes as examples, like black and white photos, where they're like, "Look, it used to be like that." First of all, that's a terrible example because NASCAR like wasn't even an organization really at the time.
And the guy driving that car died in that race.
Okay, well, there you go. That's even better. Yeah, okay. So NASCAR is completely different than it was back then. So
well, that's the thing too. It's like we're gonna move it forward for more sponsorship opportunity and money. It's like, okay, we'll let those sponsors and marketing, media scheme makers, like let them decide how they want to do their car.
Right, and I mean, to what I was saying to the point I was making was that back then drivers were allowed to choose where to put the number. Which goes back to my point. It's like, okay, this is the evidence you want to use to support moving it forward. Well, back then they could put that kind of wherever they wanted based on their paint scheme. So that I think furthers my argument even more. I would rather just not touch the numbers because I just like how the cars look. But let the teams decide. Let the sponsors decide.
True.
They can incorporate the number, like you get like a beer can on there and you put the number in the beer, make it look fun. That's cool.
Yeah.
But also, at the end of the day, the cars do look sick.
No, okay, that Mustang looks sick as fuck, dude. No, yeah.
They're all beautiful.
I hope they race okay, but god dang, the thing looks mean.
I know.
I think it does look a little IMSA-ish, but I'll allow it.
I'll take it.
It looks sick. Now,
I heard...
What?
IMSA-wise, I heard that we're losing the gas man with the next gen, that they'll be doing the same thing as IMSA, doing the hose.
Oh my god!
Now I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but that's what I heard at the start of like the talk of going to next gen, this year.
Well, I don't like what I'm hearing.
Yeah, they just took away my dream job. Thanks a lot, NASCAR. That's what I was practicing.
You wanted to wear the aluminum foil.
Yeah, I've been practicing that outside every day.
You know those jacks these days that They only weigh like 20 pounds.
Could you imagine it being the Jackman in like 83?
Oh, dude, that back when the men were men.
Yeah,
Those men
back when
came
men
home
were
to a
men.
warm cooked supper at night. Tell you what.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, my opinion still stands, and if anything, it's gotten worse about the new number placement. Dakota was very staunch against it, and now I'm leaning more towards Dakota's initial reaction of
I'm still against it. Don't move the fucking
it has
number,
not
but
it has
we're
not
already
played
down
out.
this road now.
I don't think it's played out well at all, but I will admit the cars look good. Like the body looks good.
I don't know. I think the Ford has the biggest change. Like that Camaro and the Mustang look sick. I think Camry kind of just looks the same. But I think the Ford has the biggest change overall, just looking like a mean as hell Mustang.
Well, and also if they're working on getting more towards looking like the stock cars, which is always cool, because those cars stock look badass when you see them on the street. Toyota's already at a disadvantage because they are working with a Camry.
I've also heard down the road they're going to stop manufacturing the Camaro. So what are they going to do there?
Yeah, I just think that's a terrible decision, like all around.
Yeah.
I don't understand that decision at all.
What are they going to go back to the Impala or something?
Why is Toyota not using the Supra and Cup?
And I've never heard an answer for that. Like the Supras and Xfinity look mean as hell. I can't imagine if they made a new one with the next gen.
I feel like they would fit in better though, like staying in the Xfinity. I think the Supras are too like small body wise.
Well, remember when Dodge was still in it? They ran the Challenger in the Xfinity series, and them things look mean as hell.
Yeah.
I guess Xfinity was always like our testing grounds, but Xfinity's kind of been taking charge. And
that's the thing. I thought it was a test, and I thought the initial reaction was really positive from the fans saying like, hey, we like the Supra. It looks cool. So I just expected it to eventually find its way into Cup, and this would have been the perfect opportunity.
I think it's way too small. Compared to like the next. Have you been around one of the next gen like up close yet?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I mean, they're huge, and then like being near a Supra, they are tiny.
The whole car is just small overall.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you're a race fan, right?
Yeah.
If you see a Supra pull up next to a Camry,
for
what
sure.
What car do you want? So if I'm Toyota, I'm trying to advertise my Supra.
I'm not a super cool guy though, so I'd be like, "Wow, that Camry looks like it's like very efficient."
Hey, them new Camrys do look good, honestly.
The TRD ones are nice.
Okay,
I mean, if I was just like a young and wanting a nice car, then I'm hopping in the Supra.
That's my point. It's a race series. You want to promote your racing car. Hence the reason we have the Mustang and the Camaro.
Hence back to the number change. Are we moving the number in Xfinity? Are we moving it in trucks? Or is it just going to stay centered and we're going to do this shit in the Cup Series? Like, why aren't all three series doing it? Those are just going to stay the same? That's
because sponsor dollars aren't as big in those series.
Money, yep.
And they don't give a shit.
Which is sad, man, because those races used to be just as packed as the Cup.
Yeah. I mean, whenever
I've been to Dega in the heyday and seen some fucking
the Camaro and the Mustang aren't the highest selling Fords or Chevys, but they're race performance vehicles, which is why they use them. That would be my argument to that. The Camry, by the way, the Camry is not the number one selling car in America. The Toyota fans love to bring that up. It's not anymore. Calm down. So if Chevy wanted to do that, they would put their Malibu or their Impala, right? If Ford wanted to do that, that would be sick. I don't know.
Corvette. I don't even know.
See, so what would make the most sense to me is having the Corolla somewhere too. Like Corolla should maybe be what is in the Xfinity, and then the Supra in a bigger size should be what's in the Cup.
I'm not against that.
I love the Supra, dude. It looks mean as fuck.
Yeah,
but they would just have to scale it up a little bit.
I mean, we talk about Chevy, rumor taking away the Camaro and stuff like that, whereas Dodge, a company that's no longer in NASCAR, they just keep putting in more into their performance vehicles. I mean, didn't they put like a Hemi into a minivan?
No, they put a Hellcat in a minivan. Or,
Okay,
what is
that's
that other
awesome.
one? We're making an eco-friendly Mustang SUV, and it's like
And then Dodge is
our,
like,
our biodiesel, and it was like Dodge snorts a rail of coke.
Yeah.
It was like we put a
electric
Hellcat
guitar.
in fucking book, like
Electric guitar
station
riff. All they do
Yeah.
blow off of the hooker and they go,
yeah,
we're putting a motherfucking Hellcat into your minivan, bitch.
yeah.
Dodge. And I'm like, that's the attitude I want back in NASCAR. That's
Exactly.
fucking awesome. We need a minivan series.
At least
in
they went out
NASCAR.
on top, though.
Yeah.
I love Dodge.
And it's really funny when I see all the Dodge commercials while watching NASCAR. I'm like, what are y'all doing, man?
Yeah, y'all are paying for this.
Shit, they're probably the smart ones, though.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I think they're probably the smart ones.
What is this conversation we're having right now? Like,
Yep.
where are you at,
Talking.
Dodge? They're
We're
like, it's
talking about
working. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised that they didn't try to get into the Cup Series at least once they separated Ram from Dodge. I was like, I mean, that's the perfect segue to get into the Truck Series.
I expected
Yeah.
somebody to hop in during the shift to next gen.
Well, that's what the whole
Right,
thing was
that's what I thought
about.
it would've
We're
been.
gonna do 550, get some more OEM in,
Yeah.
and also, where are they? Where are they at?
Where's
Are they-
Honda that everyone was talking
Well,
about?
what's going on? I've also heard like, well, give it a couple years. Well, why are we doing it now then? Like, what?
I think Honda is coming. I think Honda's coming within the next like 3 to 4 years.
I do too, and I think that would be the like most comfortable one I'd be with. I mean, I saw like BMW or Volkswagen. I'm like, what the fucking hell?
I think BMW would be fair too.
I don't
They
know.
have
I don't
The
personally.
M
have a
Series,
connection
yeah.
with
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. If that's the route we're going, with the international manufacturers and stuff, then we're definitely going more towards like IMSA, but because we're going away from the American muscle.
Well, wasn't that wall broken down though with Toyota? Regardless,
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, you remember what the NASCAR's going down.
Yoders.
I'm done.
I don't
with
want
it.
them Yoders
They
riding
let
around
them
on my
Yoders
tracks.
come in here. Oh,
I
it's
still
terrible.
to this day, I have been preaching this for forever that we need to have a series, and NASCAR can own it. I don't care. I've mentioned this on the podcast before. We need to have a series that is completely stock, and it is American vehicles. So it's an American racing series, and you have Dodge, you have Chevy, and you have Ford, and they put in their best Camaro that you can buy off the lot. They put in the best Mustang, the Hellcats, the Shelby, whatever the top level is at the time, and you race them stock, and you race them at NASCAR.
Yes, go to the showroom, pull it off the floor, put the drivers in it, and slap a number in the center of the door. And
It would have more horsepower than we're dealing with in NASCAR right now. I mean,
Yeah.
you put a roll cage in there, and that's pretty much replace the tires. There's definitely a few modifications you have to make, but other than that, I would think the manufacturers would love that idea because they were like, "Oh, you're actually gonna put our car out there? Like that's what we
I don't
wanted."
care about. Well, it'll probably go just as fucking fast since we're slowing our aerodynamic cup cars down. Might as well get the non-aerodynamic stock car and throw the bitch on the track. Let's see how it hits the wall.
I think that would be such a fun idea. I don't know why nobody
Or do
wants to
like
do
some
this.
little all-star. Do the damn Clash like that. I'd watch it.
And you think, oh well, those are expensive cars. They're not as expensive as the fucking
As
cup
a
cars.
Car.
No,
No,
what?
what's
It's a
the
fraction of the
70
price.
grand compared to like $1 million?
I guarantee you would get dealership sponsorships and they would just give you cars to race.
Yeah, like Rusty
Total.
Wallace Ford.
Yeah.
Like just all of
Hendrick,
Yeah, no, I'm all in
Chevy,
on this side.
yeah.
Where can I
Hey,
sign
there's
the
a good Honda
petition for
question.
this?
That's what I'm saying. This would be really fun. I think it would be actually more cost effective. And I think the manufacturers would love it because they would see their actual stock
What
cars.
This is like the race
on-
with Ryan Newman on what it chased for the cup.
Oh.
All over again.
What would we run for a Honda? A Civic? Is
Yeah,
front
probably
wheel
A
drive?
Civic and an Accord. If they
yeah,
wanted
those
to go
are
to
their
both
like
series.
biggest cars. But they do make fast models for those fast editions for those models.
SI.
Yeah. So I understand. I see how that would work. I just think it would be really fun to see pure stock cars racing out there again. I don't think we'll ever see it, but
No.
I get to see it this Saturday at my local track. Dakota, you saw it. It's literally
Oh, dude, that
a
little
second
track
away
was
from
sick. You were
Yeah.
pointing, and all I did was see like brawls on a fence, and I was like, "What kind? Was this like a hobo gangbang spot or something?" And then on the other side of the fence, there was like a little badass short track, and I was like, "Dude, the place looks sick! Like it looked
So-
like old school Bristol or something."
We actually used to have the Grand National Cup come and run here.
Really?
Way back in the early 70s. Yeah, Richard Petty won here. And
What track
Dale
is
Earnhardt
it?
ran here. It's
That's
a King
cool,
Sport
dude.
Speedway.
It's what?
King Sport Speedway.
Okay.
And so this weekend, our season just ended, but this weekend they are allowing you to bring your own car and run it. All you need to do is just wear a helmet.
Like
Sign a
the
waiver.
race, just drive laps.
Yeah. And no, they're putting 2 cars up against each other at a time, and they're running a
Dude,
gauntlet.
that would be fun as
And it's
fuck.
a,
If
If
it's
I
a
had
short
some
track
beater
Yeah.
cord in the yard or something, I would line that bitch up.
because they do that here in Austin. There's a track. It's actually not Coda, but it's right by Coda, and you can take your car, but it's timed because it's a road course, so you don't run against people. Are you gonna take your? What do you drive, Cody?
My South Korean kitty, my Kia.
You gonna take the key out there?
I don't think so. I think I'll just watch. I already know. I know too many people like in this area can't drive. You would feel comfortable racing Buckshot Billy.
No, that's the thing. You have to have like a beater that you've just been working on to take it out there,
Some old
knowing
red
that you
car
might get into a
runs.
wreck.
Right. So
Dude,
I
that'd be
can't
so
take the
fun,
daily.
though. Like
Yeah, I
that.
know.
I don't know what class it was, but at the dirt track, it was just like
Yeah.
all beat up cars with the door.
It's the stock class.
Yeah, dude, those were
Like
so
the force
fun to
seal?
watch. Yeah,
Oh yeah, they had the
awesome.
little rice burner Honda Civics out there.
Dude,
Just
that
souped up
is my
Ripping it,
favorite
ripping
series
it.
to watch.
Yeah.
That one right there.
On
You
dirt.
just know, like that's me, like that. They're one of us.
putting it into each other.
Yeah, exactly. Like those guys are just there to have
Spray
fun.
paint numbers on the side.
That's
yeah.
I'm trying to get a hold of
one-
a car to run
One damn
next
car had
season.
sticker. It was like duct tape.
Yep, duct tape on there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my dream is to run like a little 4-cylinder next season.
Really?
Yeah, I
You
would
gonna
love
buy
to.
one?
Yeah, dude, like around here you can buy them all day for a couple grand. And
That's
like,
the thing
just
is,
go
I'm
run
like
it.
trying to see is like, dude, can I buy like a $500 Honda Civic? I mean, I got a dirt track like 30 minutes from here.
Right.
Put a
yeah.
couple $100 into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
put some damn tires on it, fill it
Yeah.
up, or put some gas in it, rip.
And you're like the
everything out
next
of it.
Josh Berry. Right
Yeah,
like
dude.
that.
All of a sudden, I'm getting y'all hot passes to my Xfinity Series debut.
Yeah.
To what was
Chairgatin on the hood. Dude, I can make a stencil, put Chairgatin logo on the hood. We'll do a whole thing about it.
Yeah,
Dude, now this is
100%.
starting to sound fun. I'm gonna start like checking junkyards. And then when it breaks down, I'm just like, well, that dream's over.
Yeah, you try to buy another one, and your wife's
Yeah.
like, "No, you're not. You're not doing that
No.
again."
Yeah, I got to get it there. So I'd have to get a trailer. Shit.
Yeah. So I see Jacob has continuously tried to get in, and his signal
Hey.
is not working.
No offense, Jacob, but it's a good thing we didn't wait on you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? Why don't you just go ahead, Cody? We don't need to hear Jacob's experience at Talladega is going to be all positive, which is what we had to say. Let's
Some people
hear
suck enough.
the first time I've ever been with somebody at Talladega that did not have the best time. I'll just put it that way.
I feel like
This
it's part of your fault.
genuinely, this has been like just a continuous conversation that I've had.
I've been talking about Talladega all weekend at work, and I'm
right,
like,
and
I need
that's
to shut-
everybody's
I'm like, I
like,
need to shut up. Like these people are probably tired of hearing me talk about it.
yeah, right, and everybody to me is like, "Did you have fun? Did you have fun?" I'm like,
That's
Yeah.
all right.
yeah,
Oh,
they're like,
God.
Okay, let's hear it.
man, I bet it's fantastic. So I get there and like from the get go,
Yeah, start your whole weekend off.
hop out of the car, and I lose my dip automatically.
Oh, that's a bad sign.
That is right. That is literally just the start. And so I still haven't found it, by the way.
Oh,
Like it has
God
to be
damn.
in my car, and I don't know where it's at. So we hop out, lose my dip, and I'm like, damn. And then we walk to get our credentials for the truck race. We're like ahead of schedule. We more than enough time to walk the grid, check out all the stuff from inside, which is
Somebody saved you, right?
I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. Then we realized that this walk is like 2 miles.
Yeah. Welcome
Yeah.
to
This ain't
Talladega.
no walk to Bristol.
Dude, it's totally different than Bristol.
You're
get-
gonna walk a lot at Talladega.
I thought Bristol was a lot of walking, and that right there just blew my mind.
I mean, here's a good example. Dakota, you were aware of this. The hole that I walked into they're my shitty old cowboy boots, but walked a hole into them. I don't know what happened on one of my toes. It must have fucked with a nerve. I still haven't got feeling back in it yet.
Oh God, dude, go to a doctor.
Straight up, like I think I've just permanently destroyed the nerves, and I'll never get feeling back in it.
It comes back. I promise. It does come back. Mine do that quite often.
Talladega, can't
Lost
feel
my
your
toe.
toes. They had to cut it off. All right, keep going.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
So anyway, I I keep walking and walking and walking. We get about 3/4 of the way there. Finally, one of those joyride motherfuckers decide to stop and say, "Hey, you need a ride?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." Like, I could see where I'm going, but it was worth the $10 to be able to just ride those last
that was
40
your
miles,
ass
you
out there,
know.
dude.
So we get there, grab our credentials, walk over, and this little old lady in a Talladega official golf cart pulls up, and she's like, "Y'all need to get inside the track." And we were all in it was like a group of 6 of us. She had 5 seats.
Oh,
Yeah. So I like, me and Jacob looked at each other, we shrugged, and she's like, "I'll be back for y'all."
odd man out.
15 minutes later, she still hadn't rolled back up.
He said,
And me and
"Fuck them
Jacob were
dudes."
like, "Man, what do we do?" And then all of a sudden, I see a guy pull up and he's like, "What are you fuckers doing?" And it's Dakota.
It was
I
meant
was
to
like-
be, my boy.
And from there on out, I realized that he was Dega Jesus. Like, he was my savior in that moment. So we hopped up in his truck. He got us where we needed to be. And then we get inside. We missed the start of the race. We missed the grid walk. So we
That
watched the
fucking
race.
blows, dude.
Yeah. So we walk around, and then I was in this pool for money. I had Tate to win, which wasn't chosen by me, but it was chosen for me. So from the get-go, I'm like, man, this is gonna be a bad day. I've already lost. Well, Tate wins unexpectedly, so that was
How much was
the
that?
high, right? That was dope. I made $50 off of a Tate Fogelman win. I bet I was in the top 0.0000001% of the world who made any money off of his win. So I'm excited. And then we run and we're like, okay, we got to go set up camp. So we skip the Xfinity race, which sucks terribly. So we go to set up camp.
Were you not with us at the Xfinity?
No, I remember texting him. He was like, "We're going to find the camp and get set up." And I was like, "Dude, you're about to miss the Xfinity race." He was like, "Yeah, well." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?"
So
you did this all wrong already.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a very big preparation kind of guy, and I wasn't prepared for this whole weekend from the get-go. So I at least wanted to control to where I'm like, okay,
You
our
should have
bed's
rode
set
with
up
us.
before.
That was where you messed up.
That's where you messed up.
Yeah, well, I couldn't even come in until Saturday though.
We would have made it work.
Yeah.
So
I would have stayed in the infield. You had the passes.
for the Xfinity.
I mean, yeah, I would have just stayed down there.
Yeah, well, I wanted to, but I also wanted to make sure my bed was set up before.
You're getting nervous for camp.
dark.
You were like, "I need a place to sleep."
Yeah. So, just so much had gone wrong. I was like, I'm not going to be able to find this campsite. We're going to be stuck somewhere. So I was like, I want to find it in the daytime. So we set up, hang out for a minute. Y'all roll up. We hang out, eat hot
Dark
dogs.
30.
We had a good campsite, a good
Right.
crew. I mean,
Yeah, we all had a good time.
Beards, shotgun some
We
beers.
did. Some handlebars were born. What was his name? Diamond Dave?
Diamond Dave.
Diamond Dave.
Diamond
Yeah.
Dave, exactly. So I mean, that was fun. To me, probably in between y'all rolling up and us rolling to the boulevard was the best time I had the whole weekend.
Oh,
Was just
really?
hanging out there
man.
for the hot dogs. Yeah,
That was like a blur for me.
Really?
Yeah,
Dude,
I
that was
actually
just
don't
a-
remember any of that.
I think I
really, that was just a
driving.
good time. Everybody was vibing, talking, drinking.
Oh, it was fun as we had the best group of just everybody having a
Did
good
have a good
time
group.
and, hanging out.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
was no
there-
bullshit. Everybody was
No.
friends.
exactly. That was the big one. There was no beef anywhere.
Yeah,
It's
no,
so
everybody
nice to
had
be
a good
away from
time.
any kind of.
Well, there
drama.
ended up being, but that was between friends, and we were not part of it, so I didn't give a shit.
beef. Beef is gonna happen when you got
Right, as long as it's between two friends, and they're like,
Right.
"Nah, we'll handle our shit over here."
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care. Then I'm not part of it.
Yeah, exactly. So, that was dope. And then we headed into the boulevard, which started off fantastic. I started off as the sober guy. I did drink.
I
a little bit.
mentioned your
"I'm
experience.
shotgun 3 beers. I was supposed to not be drinking."
I mentioned how your Boulevard experience ended last episode, but
Yeah.
you can continue.
Dude. So, we're in there, we're having a good time. Just as I'm starting to let loose and have fun and feel good, Rattlesnake's like, "Hey, we should go re-up."
We
And
were
I
out
said-
of beers.
I said, "Don't
Right.
do it."
Listen,
No,
I
listen,
did not
listen.
hear you say that. That was the thing. If
I
I
did.
had
I
heard
said,
you,
"Don't go. Don't."
No, this is what happened. This is
I didn't
Dakota's
hear that.
trying to sound smart now. This is what happened. We ran out of beers, and I was
we
like,
shotgun
"Man,
18 beers, right? when we
yeah,
got
I mean that's fair. I get it, but Dakota I was like, dude, we need some more beers. And Dakota's like, we'll find them down here. I was like, I don't know, man. We need more beer. And Dakota's like, well, I'm not going to go. And I was like, all right, well, then I'll go. Give me the keys and the bag. And he just goes, okay. So he was not like, you won't get back in. You won't. No.
Dakota I didn't know that was going to happen.
Dakota didn't want to go. Dakota didn't want to go. I said, I don't mind going to re-up. I figured we're going to be out there till like 5 a.m. So I was like, I don't mind just going back for like 10 minutes and coming right back.
Right, because that's all it was literally just like a 10-minute hop over to camp.
Yeah. It should have taken no time at all. I mean, it did take no time at all. And we re-upped and we actually sat and like drank a beer. And then we were like, all right, let's go back. Go on, Cody. Sorry.
Yeah, so we come back. And then there are gates up.
It's 12 o'clock.
No, it wasn't. It was like 11:38.
Okay, well, it was like close to that.
It wasn't even 12. Because, like, if they would have rolled them up at 12, I get it and I respect it. That's fine. But it was before 12.
Yeah.
Like, they must have been on Eastern time still. Like, they didn't realize.
I had never dealt with that before. I thought you'd be able to come and go. I knew at around 2 a.m. they'll close the gates. I've known that before. I didn't know that they would prevent you from coming back in. So I had no idea this was going to happen. And I've been to Talladega so many times, countless. Never dealt with this.
So I tried to talk the guy to let me in. I'm like, hey, my buddies are in there. And I'm like, hey, I got to get back in there to them. One of them, he needs my help. And he's like,
he needs my help.
Yeah.
He's lost and he can't be found.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I was trying to. Oh, my God.
Boys, let me tell you, that was a time trying to get on this show.
Son of a bitch.
Well, Cody's describing why he didn't have a good time at Dega. When he finishes up, we're going to have you quickly describe why you did have a good time. Because it was both your first times, right?
It was.
Yes.
So
and
completely different experiences.
Fantastic. I'm so glad I'm about to get to wrap this up because I think it's starting to rain and my poor dog's outside right now.
Oh, shit. That damn dog.
No, that dog. Dakota loves my husky. So anyway, after failing to talk my way back in, because usually I've gotten really good at this, and I was like, man, I'm a VIP. Like, I got to get back in there. And he's like, huh? So
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, exactly. I walked back so defeated, and I know Rattlesnake saw me just like,
yep.
So then we roll back to camp. I mean, there's no other option.
And that was the night.
Yeah, like we sat around, we chatted for a bit, and I was like dozing off.
What probably made it worse was us coming back wilding and like, watch this video. Look what Dalton did.
Me and Rattlesnake are sitting there talking about like the Declaration of Independence while y'all are in there just living it up.
This is what's wrong with state government.
Actually,
that was literally the conversation.
No, this is what's wrong with federal government. But yeah, essentially that was the conversation. I get into deep conversations,
having a great time, and like we were just sitting here like old men. And
y'all looked whooped when we got back.
To be fair, I am kind of an old man now, but Cody is not. He should have been in there having fun. That's what I felt the most bad about, because I was like, I've done this a million times. Like it shit happens. I'm gonna come back next year, and
you're Dega daddy,
and I'll know this now. You know, I'll be like, no, if you leave, you're not coming back, guys. Like you got to be prepared. So I was like, it's whatever. I'm gonna have a good time tomorrow. I felt really bad for Cody though. I mean, that was the main thing, because I was like, this is his first time. I think, no offense, Cody, I think you were the bad luck. I think if I would have went to get beer on my own, I would have got back.
Well, it had a silver lining. It had a silver lining.
You're just Talladega bad luck, I think.
I am. So then I go to bed. I wake up A-okay. Jacob, clearly, I could tell when I woke up. I could tell Jacob had a hell of a night, because he didn't even make it all the way back onto the bed.
I peeked before I went and took my creek bath. I kind of like walked by and I was like, hey, fuckers. And I looked in there and you were all snuggled up and he was just like, and I was like, hell yeah, he's passed.
So I woke up, like I get out, I'm fine. I'm A-okay. And like I brush my teeth bright and early, give myself like a little water bottle bath.
Mm-hmm.
And the day gets going. And then Dakota, I am bad luck. It was me the whole time.
See, every time Cody's around someone, some shit happens.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So those keys went missing. That was my fault.
That's another thing.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that
your
was
fault, actually. Not my drunk response.
Wait, was Cody with us when you got the flat?
No, that was right
No,
before he was
the
running
whole
back.
reason I picked him up was because I had a flat. If I didn't have that flat, I would have never picked him up.
It worked in my favor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't
My
work in
bad
our
luck.
favor. See,
Right.
getting you gave us a flat tire.
Yeah, kind of.
So all that happens.
Damn, Dalton was watching me while asleep. Jesus.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for Dalton.
You gotta watch out for Dalton. Dalton will be on an episode soon
Yeah,
because we
Dalton-
want to hear from him
Dalton's
as
got
well.
some secrets.
I know Dalton
Yeah,
wanted to
that's-
come on this episode, but I was like, honestly, 5's too many. We'll get you on.
Dude,
and
and
you can
Dalton's
explain it.
personality is way too big for
Yeah,
like
he can be
two
his
other
own.
people to be behind him.
Right, he can be his own thing. So
None
we
of
will
us
have
will be
him
able
on.
to talk if
We'll
Dalton's
probably have him
here.
on next week. Actually, that'll probably be a good time.
That could work.
So Sunday happens, and we're like, we go in finally, after finding the keys, and then
By the
we're
way,
like, hey,
I don't know if we mentioned in the last episode, the keys were in the gas tank, and when they popped
Not
out,
funny, okay?
he goes, "Oh yeah, I put my keys there so I don't lose them."
I gotta
After
get a
2
bit-
hours, of looking, he goes, "Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I put them in there so I wouldn't lose them."
right.
That's what I deal with. This is what I deal with daily.
So all that happens, and we take our time getting in because we think everything's going to be delayed. Meanwhile, we missed the entire opening ceremonies. I see the fireworks
Dude,
going off.
that pissed me
Dude,
off.
me
dude.
too.
That
Because I'm
pissed
standing
me
there
off.
waiting for pizza, and then I just hear like,
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
because
then-
and then the
Huge.
jets.
I was
you
like,
have
what
to
the
mention
fuck?
there was a rain delay, so we thought it meant
Yeah.
we're pushing
Right.
everything back,
Yeah,
and
Dale
all of a
Jr.
sudden,
like ran an old car around the track for a lap and everything.
Didn't see
like,
any of
all of
that.
a sudden, flyover, fireworks,
I
everything.
didn't
We
even
go,
know what
whoa!
time it was. I was like, what the fuck?
We were walking around the merch haulers just waiting for the delay.
Yeah. I
So
didn't
we
know
get
they were
up
gonna go ahead
there.
and start the shit.
We walk forever and ever and ever.
Talladega.
That walk wasn't that bad.
I was
walked-
gonna say that
we
was
did
actually one of the
that, like,
better.
2 days in a row before that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it beat me up though.
We're gonna bring you a little scooter next time.
one of us needs to like injure a leg so we can be in a wheelchair or something.
Yeah, so
Yeah, hey.
everybody gets to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, this is my whole squad right here.
I need all
It'll
of them
be
to
me.
support me.
It'll be
I
me
need
with my
all
bad
of them
luck.
to push me and take turns pushing me.
Dude, when my
They're
dad
my
used-
service
so,
friends.
Like decades ago, my dad broke his leg real bad. He's got a real gross scar. And when we used to go to races like in the thousands, he'd be like, "Hey man, hey!" Like with a handicap like golf cart come by, he'd be like, "Help an old man out, man." I'm like, "Come on." He's like, "Man, I'm disabled." And they'd be like, "Get on, sir." And my dad'd be like,
That's my boy, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, apple doesn't far too far from the tree.
Hey, I've gotten us some pretty cool places.
Yeah, no, I'm totally for it. Dakota's a good person to have in a race.
I can weasel my way in some spots.
Yeah.
So we're sitting in the stands and then the race gets rained out. So I'm like, damn, that sucks.
And they
I'm
called it
bummed.
like that.
Dude, that was what pissed me off. And I was listening to DBC today, and they were trying to talk about it. It's like I wasn't even like nervous that they were going to call it. I was like, this will blow over, and we'll get this thing started. And then you were like, dude, they just called it, and I was like, you're joking. Like,
I knew
what?
they were going to. I knew they were going to with that last storm because they didn't bring the jet dryers back out.
Yeah, I don't.
And by the
it
way,
was
Cody's demeanor was already really salty. And I was like,
depleted. We're
I don't
already-
think I'm going to
we're
talk to him
already
for a
down
minute.
here.
Yeah, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to scoot over from Cody. He seems a little upset.
Dude, I was just down, bro. Like that was like the last blow.
I can tell you were like, get me the fuck out.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
was ready. I was ready to roll home.
Yeah.
Uh.
Cody immediately was like, all right, I'm leaving. And we're like, well, we're going to sit here and finish the beers. And Cody's like, looking at his watch. Like,
Yeah,
okay.
dude, he was like,
Yeah.
fuck y'all, dude.
I'm like, Cody, you don't even have a watch on your wrist, dude. I get it. You want to leave.
Yeah, so no, it's all based on like the shadow of the beads. Like I can
Oh,
like,
that's
tell, yeah.
okay. I apologize.
But anyway, like yeah, I was beat up. We leave. I had to leave. I would have stayed had I not had any obligations the next day, but I had obligations, so I had
Damn,
to be
being
home.
an adult.
I know. And then like I feel like the whole weekend was redeemed by Bubba winning, regardless rain shortened
It
or
had a
not.
little silver lining, didn't
So
it?
this is
Yeah.
one thing I wanted to bring up with you. You did say in the group message that if Bubba wins today, I'll reconsider Talladega. So he
So-
won. You have to next
guess you're
year
going,
at
bro.
least
I would-
seriously consider it.
Here live on Chairgatin, Cody, your host with the most, would like to announce his candidacy for Talladega 2022.
I
Okay, and I won't hold you to like spring or fall, but it has to be one of them.
I heard spring was the one that I needed to hit from a
Yes.
guy.
Yeah,
Certain
spring.
guy.
I mean, look, they're both wild. Like they're both legendary, but
I
yeah,
don't know.
spring-
This was probably one of the best fall things
This
of
was
things I've
the
seen.
best fall I've ever. Honestly, this one was
Those are
just
good
nuts.
But that
But yeah.
redeemed it for me. So I guess now I'll turn it over to Jacob while I go and save my dog.
Go save your dog.
We'll allow it.
My dog.
yeah. So again, sorry that I'm late. That's tough.
Fuck power when he
I
puts
love
it
it.
Yeah.
Campus life, baby.
Mine also does that for some reason. I don't know why. Mine automatically changed to that.
I'm
for
just glad
whatever
your
reason.
internet works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Yeah, so it was my first Dega. Me and Dakota finally met for the first time at Bristol. The Rattlesnake, we finally met at Talladega.
Yep.
Dude, it was a fantastic time. I enjoyed it.
By the way, you are taller than I expected.
Hey, and we'll have you. Y'all both rode together from Tennessee, both first timer Degas.
Yes. Listen, I absolutely enjoyed it. The Boulevard was insane.
We have some
I
videos
really
of
hate
you that we'll never release.
Yeah. I really hate that you guys got they wouldn't let you back in, but
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I just
Tell us about your
remember.
trip. Tell us the key moments you remember.
Well, I will say this right off the bat too. You could just tell the difference in demeanor from Cody and Jacob.
Yeah,
You could tell who was having a good time.
Even in the videos.
On the way home, me and Dakota were talking about the weekend, and we were like, man, it sucks for Cody. He seemed down. But we were both like, but Jacob that whole time had a smile on his face.
You were
He
rowdy
was
from the
just
second
so
we
happy.
From the second we
there.
seen you and picked you up, dude, you were rowdy from the
Yeah,
get-go.
he was ready to go.
Yeah, and that's something that's crazy too, is because I'm not really like a huge rowdy guy until I get around other rowdy guys, and then I'm like, all right, it's full steam ahead. Yeah, don't give Dalton one Mike's Hard Lemonade or it's over.
Watch out, girls.
Yeah, so like key moments for me is that so obviously me and Cody went and set up camp. I'm waiting for Dakota and then to get out of the Xfinity race. I'm waiting for you all. And you all come strolling up. And like as soon as you guys come up, the energy was like times 10. And I'm like,
we came in rolling in there fucking partying.
yeah.
Dude.
Dude.
We were like, yeah.
And we were like, we're going to the Boulevard. And I'm like, I don't know what that is, but sure, we'll go to it.
Yeah, so you didn't even have like any pre-idea. You're just like, okay.
Oh man,
None.
Oh, my God.
Like I heard that it
Jacob
was
didn't even know he was going until like Wednesday.
Dude, you really got you really got
Yeah.
broken.
I got told Wednesday that I was going. Cody's like, hey man, we got tickets. And I just immediately was like, my job is of no importance now. I'm leaving.
that's the Talladega attitude. That's the attitude you need to have at Talladega.
I'll figure that out when I get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I was like, I'm going to Dega. So we go to the Dega. Dakota and them roll up. We start drinking. I feel like I drank a lot. I'm not sure. I can't really remember.
Yeah,
honestly
you
feel
drink
like
a
I
whole
drink a
bottle of
responsible amount.
Fireball.
Yeah, you had a whole bottle of Fireball and then you had like this much
Oh,
left.
then it was gone.
And I was like, dude, did you just kill a bottle? You're like, yeah, I got another one. And
Well, I
Cody's
was like,
he doesn't have
I
another
didn't.
one.
I
was
didn't
like,
have
"Here,
another
take a
I don't know why-
sip." Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, it's cool. I got another one. Here,
He was
take it."
going around telling everybody this is my first bottle and I got another. And I was like, no, you don't. Like,
It's here.
I don't know
It's
where
at
that-
home.
I was gonna say, I think we brought like 100 beers and we were nervous that we were gonna run out.
Yeah, we almost
went-
did. If there was a
I-
Sunday race, we would have.
Yes.
I think I only bought a 12 pack. And like,
Well,
that was it.
To each their own. We were very planned on.
I brought
killing ourselves.
Two 12-packs for myself and a case for myself.
Right.
All
See,
just
well,
for
I was
me.
conscious that I was going to always stay level the whole weekend. So, I mean, if I was going to get drunk, I would have
That's-
definitely brought myself at least a whole
Okay,
can.
when you-
Mistake 101.
Yeah, when you go back to Talladega, go back with the idea that you are getting trashed the whole weekend. Whatever happens,
You'll wake
Dega
up
stays
Monday
at
and figure it
Dega,
out.
and you will. Yeah,
That might have been just like
The
my
juices are flowing. It's
me
energies
having
in
that
the air,
mentality just brought
and
that
before you
negative
know it,
energy.
you got eight beer cans laying in your lap.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of how it goes.
Me thinking
Or
that
one
way,
Mike's
I
Hard for
manifested
Dalton.
and brought
Yeah,
that
or if you Dalton,
negative
one
bad
Mike's
luck.
Hard. Man,
I'll tell you one of the best moments that we had. We all hopped in Dakota's truck and we're all riding down the road, and Dakota just starts cranking "Sweet Home Alabama" by Leonard Skinner. And for whatever
For the
reason,
20th time.
oh dude, it was like
he
for me, that
remembers
was-
it.
Turn it up.
At that moment, you were like, "All right,
This is
let's
Dega.
go."
This is Dega. Obviously, the Boulevard was insane. Like I said,
by the way,
what was your first thought when you came to the tunnel?
By the way, for the listeners, we had 15 people in that truck cranking Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah.
Like 15 people stuffed inside and in the bed. Yeah, it was wild.
Be safe.
Also, that's what I was getting ready to bring up. Also, some lovely lady screamed out, "Be safe."
Genuinely lovely.
So genuinely. And somebody in our truck, I don't remember who it was. I want to say it's Dalton. I'm just going to come out and say it's Dalton. So she goes, "Y'all be safe." And all of a sudden you hear, "Fuck you."
Oh my God, dude.
It's like, no.
Hey, y'all be safe. Praise the Lord. Go fuck yourself.
I hate whoever said that.
We were in the back and I just started like, who in the hell just thrashed this nice lady working for the track? They just drug her through concrete.
Everybody in the back was like laying on their sides, dying, laughing at whoever it was who said that.
Damn it, dude.
If it was Dalton, I'm surprised he didn't start the "Let's Go Brandon" chant because he was trying to make that happen.
Oh, that was definitely.
If there was 1 second of silence in the wavelengths or the sound waves, that's where Dalton started chanting.
Let's go, Brandon.
100% Dalton.
It's all "Let's Go Brandon." Yeah, and we Dakota, you know the guy that started the "Let's Go Brandon" chant.
Yeah, that's our boy Vince.
Yeah.
Grant. He did it.
Yeah.
And all the clips. I had guys at work like, "Did you see this?" I said, "Yeah, that's my buddy right there in the video."
Yep. Everybody in the news is talking about it. It's like, hey, I know that guy.
I was talking to Vince about it. I was talking to Vince about it earlier.
Dude.
I just love the fact that it wasn't Dalton that got to do the one that got like
yeah, the one that actually people did.
Dalton was doing the one where we got like 4 other people going.
Yeah, there'd be like just an empty row around us, and Dalton would start screaming it, and people were like, "Would you shut up?"
It's the middle of the race. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like Not Another Teen Movie, the slow clap. The guy that constantly tries to start the slow clap.
At the end, someone else starts it, and he's like, "Come on!"
Yeah, that was Dalton at this race.
Damn it!
Let's go, Brandon.
Jacob, what was your first thought when you walked through the tunnel and saw Talladega?
Dude, so we're walking through this tunnel, and immediately someone threw a couple of bracelets, and by then I'm pretty drunk. And for whatever reason, I think Cody and somebody else picked up a bracelet, and I just screamed out, "What the fuck? I didn't get a bracelet!" And they kept driving, but we get out to the end of the tunnel, and we hit the infield of the track, and I'm like, "Oh, it's about to be crazy," because there's a lot of people out here. And we go to this concert. Who the fuck was singing again? It was Dustin Lynch. Dustin Lynch, yeah. And like I had heard Cowboys and Angels before. That was like the one song that I knew.
That's the only one I knew.
Yeah, but he started doing some cover songs, and like we're all having a good time. But dude, when we hit the Boulevard, holy shit.
I was looking at y'all and I was like, yeah, here we go.
There was a lot of first timers in our crew.
I was like, it's about to be a good night, boys.
Can I add a point that I forgot to mention?
Yeah.
I've been to Bonnaroo like 7 years in a row.
Oh, shit.
And I think that's what like maybe fizzled it down for me a little bit. Cause like to me, that was just like a scaled down version of Bonnaroo.
Bullshit. I've been to Bonnaroo.
This was
better.
a NASCAR race.
Well, you went in 2011 before it really started like firing off.
How do you know when I went to Bonnaroo? Hold up.
We talked about it.
What?
We talked about it.
You talked about it when you guys did it back in.
Yeah, no, listen, Bonnaroo knowledge.
Look, I remember where you were. I was like, wait, hold on. How long have I known you?
Yeah, you told me that. Listen, anything Bonnaroo, I literally have like a whole Bonnaroo area set up behind me.
I mean, Bonnaroo, first of all, has a shit ton more people. It's a music fest.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So like I had already like seen that whole experience. So that was just like a smaller version. So it wasn't like it was like a huge like, whoa.
This was a NASCAR race. Like these people came for NASCAR.
Yeah.
And then a Bonnaroo broke out.
I think that was also one of my favorite parts. Dakota would look at me every like 13 seconds to go, "Hey, bub, we're at a NASCAR race." And I'd be like, yeah, we are.
Hell yeah, we are.
I didn't keep you in check, my boy.
Yeah. What can I not talk about on here? That's the question.
Oh, this is no hold barred.
I mean, it's pretty opened up.
I'm already. Go ahead.
Jacob, it's on you.
You make your own
Don't
decisions.
implicit anyone else into what you did. You can say I did these things.
Yeah.
Don't say we.
You definitely
Right.
use
Me
That's
and
what I'm
Cody
saying.
legit weren't.
We
there
were
with
at
you.
camp now.
Yeah.
Me and Rattlesnake are out of this whole
Right.
picture.
So if my wife is watching, I wasn't even there for whatever
So I
Jacob
saw
was
my
about to
first
say.
butthole.
Yeah, like we walk in and Dakota was telling me that it was really, really wild. And I was like, all right.
Yeah, sure.
First 10 seconds I walk in, I see strippers. And I'm like, holy shit, here we go.
Outside,
And
just on the boulevard. Yeah.
Dalton, I don't know if you guys seen it, but Dalton about got his ass beat because Dalton was like,
Doesn't
Well, I'm not
surprise me.
surprised. Not surprised at all.
he was like on the stage pretty much. And the bouncer literally looked at Dalton and said, hey, I'm going to say it one more time. If you don't move out of the way, I'm coming over there. I saw
But
Dalton.
beat a little.
He was like getting ready to beat Dalton's ass. And Dalton was just the whole time like, like right over there. I was like,
Let's
holy
go.
shit. Yeah, so we're sitting there. So I walk up. I ended up getting on a stripper stage with some Sundays for NASCAR guys and a few other people.
Dude, when we found y'all, it was like angelic. I was like, look at these cocksuckers. What the hell?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, I was like, well, I'm walking up there. I lost everybody for a little bit. And then Dalton's like, I want to go home. And I was like, fuck you, go home. I'm not going yet. And he was like, all right, cool. And
Yeah, how did Dalton get back?
he just left by himself.
Dalton, don't ever. You're wearing a Kyle Busch shirt.
He came back with Justin, I believe.
Oh, did he?
I
think
just
so.
realized I don't remember how like half of us got back to camp.
No, I don't either. And I kept telling, I thought Dakota was like the first one back because I was like, Dakota, what the fuck?
It was
Why didn't
me,
you call me?
Sweetwater Boys, and who else?
Because I was like, I had your truck, so I was supposed to be
Yeah.
picking y'all up.
Sweetwater Boys, who the hell else walked back with us?
Anyway, we still have to get to our
It's all a blur.
playoff talk. So
Oh yeah, Roval.
let's wrap up the Talladega.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, we ended up getting on the stripper stage, and I did that for a bit, and then I left. And then the only thing I'm going to say that I
lived stripper career of all time.
Oh, I did, yeah. A fantastic photo of me now. I enjoy that. It's getting ready to be my Twitter picture, I'm pretty sure.
It should be if it isn't already.
But the biggest thing that I remember is we're walking back, and this fucking drunk ass comes walking up, and he's like, hey, can I drink with you all? We were just like, all kind of like, yeah, sure. Yeah, there it is.
That's great.
Yeah.
Dude.
Which probably didn't help Cody's mood.
I think the funniest thing about that is, Jacob, that just looks like your dad. Like 100% your dad.
It does.
Yeah. Hell
It
yeah.
does. Yeah, but like we come back and this guy follows us. How far did he fucking follow us, Dakota? He followed us for at least.
Are you talking about? So y'all were walking with me? Okay. So yeah, that drunk guy came like following us, and we were like, "Fuck off, dude."
You said he came almost back to the campsite.
He did. He came all the way to the bridge, and we were like, "Hey,
That's
well,
a long walk.
yeah, well, our camp's that way." He's like, "All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow." We were like, "Yeah, fuck off, loser." There goes Jacob's internet.
There goes Jacob's connection once again. So anyway, to wrap
Jacob
it
was
up,
awesome. It's
That's
great
a
to have
story.
him.
to wrap it up, everyone other than Cody had a good time.
We won't redeem it. We'll have to get a picture like, I think Cody's feeling a little better. And you'll be like,
you got to come with a certain mindset. Yeah. So that was Talladega. We're going to have Dalton come on probably next week, and he can give his Mike's hard take. As long as he does a couple "Let's Go Brandon" chants.
What was the chant that he said all night? Oh, we get hard for Mike's harder or something.
dude. I remember seeing him like dry humping the air during the Dustin Lynch concert, and I was like, "What are you doing, dude?" He's like, "I love this song. I love Talladega." And I'm like, "Who gave him a fucking beard?" Like, what the
I made him chug the mics for the
Oh my
record.
gosh.
I was
He's
like, you
like,
have to
"This is
drink
so
that right
good."
now.
He also tried to dance with that mom that was in the crowd. He went over there and tried to get that dance.
Yeah, I think I do remember that. The ones over next to us. Yeah, Dalton was off the leash. His dad was very proud. I talked to him. Dalton was knighted on the Talladega Boulevard.
He was.
Oh, well, hell.
So-
We had a hell of a race. Bubba Wallace won. Now we got a crazy point situation going into the Roval.
Crazy point situation going into it. Bubba, we talked about it last episode. First win in his Cup Series career. Congratulations, Cody.
Appreciate it.
As an Austin Dillon fan, I know how important those few that come are. So,
dude, yeah,
soak it in, baby.
It's so nice.
Yeah. But yeah, now we have a crazy playoff situation. I just pulled this up just to break it down. Denny Hamlin's the only one like officially locked in because he actually has a win. He's the only guy with a win.
Dude, 2nd to 9th is tight.
So then we have Kyle Larson plus 22, Joey Logano plus 21, Brad K plus 20. Kind of surprised to see him up all the way up there. Martin Truex Jr. plus 20, Ryan Blaney plus 15. That was my sleeper pick for Final Four. Chase Elliott plus 9, Kyle Busch plus 9. And then the first 4 out, which is what I picked exactly. So if this stands, I'm right. Kevin Harvick is the first one out at -9. Christopher Bell, -28. William Byron, -44. And Alex Bowman, -52. Perfect in that order was what I predicted. So just want to mention.
Well, there's
I
still
think,
one race again.
I think, Dakota, you said it would be Brad K instead of
Harvick. I misjudged. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where we're sitting right now. Crazy playoff implications. It's all about the implications.
So you always remember, like, the Roval race, it usually seems like there's, like, 1 or 2 guys kind of right there at the bottom, and then like it's like plus 48 to 6. This one's 22 points, which I expect the top 8 and the points to be all in the top 10. I expect maybe Kevin have a decent 11th place car. The bottom 3, Bell, Byron, Bowen, I think they're in a must win. I think it's a big hole to climb out of. But right there with Kevin, if Kevin slugs his way through and can get some stage points, 9 points.
Kevin's good at road course racing, so he could pull it off here.
You get a couple stage points, and say Ryan Blaney or Martin Truex gets a speeding penalty, and they don't get stage points. That just nicks that gap right there, dude.
What have we ever imagined a situation where Kyle Busch would be on the line for getting knocked out, and then with one race to go?
Chase Elliott, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, the 3 battling the tightest right there for the ball.
Well, wasn't he last playoffs too? Because this is the round that he got eliminated in last year.
Yeah, I think he was like out going in.
Was he? Well, he was in a must-win.
Yeah, I don't know. I do remember a couple years ago when Larson's like sliding across the line into the wall for 1 point to make it. I honestly feel like we could see something similar to that to this weekend. Like,
so I have a couple.
Kevin, you have to wreck Chase Elliott to make it in.
I have a couple of fancy stats right here, though, for the Harvick-Busch battle.
God, love it. Bring it in.
So Kevin Harvick has only finished outside of the top 10 once at the Roval. He has like an 8th, a 9th, and then a 12th place finish.
Yeah,
this has been his worst season, though.
Kyle Busch doesn't have any top 30s at the Roval.
Oh, that is a hard stat right there, dude.
I will say this is not normal Harvick, though, and I think we can all agree there. He is not.
But I think at a road course, though, we will see a more normal Harvick.
Yeah, possibly. It's just, I'm not even putting it on Harvick this year. I'm putting it on his team, obviously.
Harvick's ran well at all the road courses so far this season.
Yeah, he got wrecked out. He had speed at Coda before he got totally annihilated.
Well, that was completely separate. Bubba couldn't.
Nobody could see.
Harvick couldn't see. Yeah, and that was just insane. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, this is Harvick. This is a good track. It's conducive for his racing to stay alive. It's a good place for him to come to.
But also for anybody else, one bad corner, and you're done at the Roval.
Yeah.
Kyle Larson could overshoot and something happened literally on the start, and then where's he at?
Dude, hell, as high up 3rd and 4th as Joey and Brad are, plus 21, plus 20. Joey is like pretty shitty here. Brad is. Joey's kind of okay. He's an okay road course racer, but I could also see him have some misfortune. Truex, though, I think is going to be good. I think Elliott's probably going to win the fucking thing.
Right.
Blaney has a win here.
Blaney, I was going to say that Blaney is also really good here. So
Penske cars have taken themselves out of a couple road courses this season, right? Like Brad's gotten into Joey once.
Yeah,
Joey's gotten into Brad.
They all wrecked.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you could see all the Penske guys just wiped out in that. Like, if history does, in fact, repeat itself. Brad has became a cannonball.
Guy.
I'm calling it right here. Kevin Harvick's going to win this year's championship.
All right, you're full of shit, but I would love
that. That's just awful take.
I did say it would be crazy ironic if some fucking way and how like they get a burst of speed and he makes the Final Four out of the shitty season he had. I'd be like, what?
If we make it all in.
If we make it past this round, that is be phenomenal.
He's one of the few drivers that could do it, though.
Yes,
he has the experience.
I am totally believing that we can do it.
He does have Texas and Kansas both coming up if he advances.
Of all the drivers that could do it, it would be like Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., Kevin Harvick, like the experienced guys that have been there year
He's
in
backed
and year
into
out.
a corner.
Yeah,
he must make it.
That's whereas Blaney, who's had an incredible year, I could see him making mistakes because he doesn't have the experience quite as much.
And another guy that cashed in their mulligan last week was Kyle Larson, only plus 22 going in the Roval. I think Larson's been pretty fast at road courses this year, mainly because of his team, I'd say. But I mean, hell, Larson, who knows how he's going to race?
Which I anticipate good, but
I do too.
Anything could.
We
might see, because Kyle cannot. He's not proven to me yet. Because he's had such a comfortable lead all season. He's not proven to me yet that he can handle pressure. When you start pressuring him whatsoever, that's when he starts eating up.
Watch some crazy shit. Kyle Larson doesn't make Final Four, and people are going to lose their fucking mind.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I need that to happen because that's what's in my bracket.
We could see Larson go out this round if something catastrophic happens.
I don't think he'll go out this round.
I've seen someone on Twitter say, I think everybody coming in the playoffs was like Larson's the favorite, and I don't know how confident I feel in that anymore.
Right. I don't know if I'm as confident. I don't think he's getting knocked out this round. I mean, he's plus 22.
He just won Bristol, but this round has not been, a favorite.
I think he's still set up pretty solid for a Final Four appearance. I don't know if he'll win a championship
How
at
he
this
runs
point.
at Phoenix, I don't know.
Yeah, right. I think he's still pretty solid on getting into the Final Four.
If he makes it through this race, when the round re-racks and he's got all his points back, that'll be the telltale there.
All right, so why don't we go through and do our locks of the week and our wild card picks? You want to do it?
All right.
Are we doing only playoff drivers still, or?
Yes, let's do that.
Only playoff drivers, because wild cards for playoff drivers don't really.
All right, we'll do your lock of the week with your playoff drivers, and then a wild card.
Wild card is the non-playoff.
Yeah, that works good.
And they can't be in the playoff. In fact, that's your wild card. He cannot be in the playoff.
All right.
Like if you would have called Bubba for Dega, that would have been fucking.
All right, just because Jacob was late this show, we'll start with Cody. Cody, give us your lock of the week and then your wild card.
My lock of the week is going to be none other than the defending champion Chase Elliott.
You're a pussy.
Yeah,
I mean,
he dominates here.
He does. Yeah. I feel like it's just an obvious lock.
Well, and didn't he win the last two, right?
Yeah.
So he's going.
No, was it Blaney?
No, Blaney won the first one.
The first one, and then Elliott was the last two. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Chase is definitely the lock for it. As far as a wild card, I'm gonna stick with the guy who I always give as my wild card consistently is Ross Chastain.
Damn it, that was my wild card pick for here. All right, well,
he's always my wild card.
Well, specifically here, I think he'll do. Well. I think he'll run really well.
More sexy.
He's always my wild card.
Yeah. All right.
When I close my eyes, Chase Elliott.
Yeah. That's staring.
All right, Jacob, who you got?
Into my cardboard cutout.
All right, so my wild card is none other than Tyler Reddick because he has performed extremely well on road courses this year.
Y'all are picking on my goddamn. I shouldn't have gone last. This is bullshit. I'm like going through the list. I'm like, fuck. Who else? Y'all hear my dogs barking?
No.
My lock.
I see that guy standing behind you.
Oh. My lock is none other.
You can see him too. Oh, I'm home alone right now. Don't fucking creep me out. It's October, man. Now I got like chills down my spine. All right, sorry, go.
William Byron.
Wow, wouldn't have picked him. But yeah,
not in a million.
Why did you pick William Byron?
You also said Harvick's gonna win the championship, so Jacob's kind of out in my head.
You see what I got to do?
This is why you were late, huh?
This is why I was late. William Byron is. I've got him in my Final Four for my playoff bracket.
Well, that's
young, dating Blaney's sister, which is cool.
He's gonna take it home
on and off the track.
Before the playoffs, playoffs, I might have been enthused about it, but I'm not even gonna allow you to talk like that.
Dude, his crew chief is just so negative.
Yeah, he's realistic. He's like, yeah, we fucked up. We suck.
Yeah, you gotta give a guy. You gotta give a guy a little bit of like a motivational. Hey, hang in there, buddy.
Yeah, we can do this.
His crew chief is the equivalent of like early 2000s Kurt Busch.
His crew chief is the equivalent of Cody at Talladega.
Yeah, 100.
Just not having a good time.
That is accurate.
Not
That
really
is
happy to
accurate.
be there. Everyone
Shout
else
out
is having a
Rudy
good
Fugle.
time, and he's just like,
Shout out old Rudy.
Rudy.
all right, Dakota, what you got?
Oh, you want me to go, boy? Oh shit! All right, well, with my lock of the week, I mean, I'm just gonna totally go off the radar. I'm gonna go with the 12 Ryan Blaney. He's got a win here before. He's actually a pretty decent little road racer. We all remember when he got wrecked at the Daytona road course for the Clash. That was forever ago, but hell, it was road course.
Literally all my picks have now been made.
When some dumb son of a bitch ran into him in the last corner. But yeah, the 12, he's actually a little low-key road course racer. I like Blaney. He's got a win here. I expect him to be in the top 10, maybe having a good run. Who knows? But for my wild card, you're going to really hate this one because I'm going 83, the Austin Dillon in the 3 car. I feel like he's just been totally non-existent since the playoffs started. And maybe he can
And for that reason, I'm picking him to win a race.
He was the best of the non-pickers.
Dude, I am getting screwed on this one.
Well, you wanted to go last. I thought you were going to go before me.
In my head, it was going to be Ryan Blaney was my lock and Ross Chastain was my wild card. So if those happen, I just want to throw that out there. But since those are taken, no one took Kyle Larson, right?
No, we like to be like, support the low guys. We don't want to just go with the
Yeah, that's why we picked Chase Elliott. Yeah.
That one is just blatantly obvious.
And Blaney, who actually
I'll
has
never
a
pick
win
Chase Elliott
here.
again.
You picked a guy that actually has a win here. I'm picking a guy that hasn't won here. How about that, fucker? So I'm going to go with Kyle Larson because his back's to the wall and he wants to prove to everybody that he can get a win and he deserves to be in the championship talk still. Like you said, Cody, with the pressure on, we'll see how he responds. This is his chance. This is his chance to shut up all the haters and say, I belong there.
He's got to win at Charlotte already this year.
Shut
That
up.
is true.
I won big money on that one.
I was there and I was a little disappointed.
Who do I want? Who do I want? I'm looking down the list.
It wasn't exciting by any means.
I don't know. Matty D. Matty D's my pick.
I was almost went with Matty D because I feel like he's somehow always like in 9th right there.
Right.
While restart, everybody runs.
I was just looking down the list and I saw Matty D's name and I said, hey, he's had a pretty good season. I'll pick him.
No.
I picked him
think it's
so many
different, Matty D.
times.
We only got
all
a couple more races, and that'll probably be the last we ever see of him.
Hey, him wrecking at Dega saved me money. So
yeah, hey,
yeah, I won the pool.
That was bullshit.
To me,
Oh, are you talking about
genuinely
our-
won the pool.
Yeah, our pool.
You picked
Matty
you
D
picked
was
Matty
first up.
D?
Yeah.
Of all the drivers that you could have picked, you picked Matty D.
Yeah.
Because
Did you just-
statistically speaking, I mean, he's been
He almost
in,
won
like,
the spring
top
race.
3. The
I mean,
spring, he almost won last
That's
fall
true.
too.
Yeah. That's a
Yeah.
good point. We were
No,
there.
he's
when
a
we watched
good.
that.
I was like, that's a legit pick.
But the Bubba's also good at super speedways, and you didn't pick him. So, guys,
Well, so
not a
this
real
was
fan.
I know, right? This has actually been the first super speedway in a year and a half that I did not put flat money on Bubba to win.
And you didn't lose money by picking
You
Matty
would've
D, but
cashed
you would have
in.
won $100.
I would have
It
won
would've-
so much more had I
Right.
bet on Bubba.
Right. Yeah. I didn't have to pay any money either because I got second. So that was cool. Thanks.
Dude,
Jordan.
and I-
Virtual high five
Justin,
on
like,
that
I was like, dude, you won, and he was like, all right, and I was like, trying to tell him, like, all right, so yeah, me and Ronnie and Nathan, we're gonna pay you, and he was like, why isn't everybody paying? I was like, we literally
Whoa.
yeah, I described it in the group message, and Justin was like, well, hold on now, what's going on? And I was like he hadn't been listening, he hadn't heard anything we said.
We decided on this before we put the money in, before we did the
Yeah,
pick.
we talked about it.
We had a
That's what I
huge
said.
circle. It was a huge circle of
established
people.
it in the group message, like, okay, this is what we're doing, right?
We were at the track deciding
Yeah.
this.
We gotta think
Literally
Justin
before we
probably
walked
wasn't
in.
even listening. So
Pools are
Justin
a lot of
said-
fun, especially when you're at the track. It sucks that we didn't get to watch it live, but it does make it more interesting because I would never cheer on Joey Logano otherwise.
it was fun. Like, we definitely do that all the time.
Yeah.
I would have never cheered for somebody to actually wreck either. But I'd be like, yeah.
When Joey fell to the back, I was like, wreck him.
Damn it.
Betting on sports honestly makes them so much more fun to watch sometimes.
Yeah. Dega's a good one to do it too.
Yeah, definitely.
I have
All right.
never won a bet ever.
Oh my god!
Good.
Dude,
Let's
you
keep
sound
that
so
streak going,
sad.
Jacob.
My internet doesn't work. I don't win money.
But he had the shortest lived stripper career of all time, so at least he can hang his head on that.
Nah, I did do that.
Thanks for coming on, y'all. Thanks for coming to Talladega with us. Sorry, Cody, that you couldn't had a better time, but maybe next time. Jacob, you know what's up.
Hey,
I'll be there next year. I'm there next year, so
last shout out for y'all's podcast. Do a little plug.
We are the LTC from East Tennessee. We cover NASCAR specifically. A lot like y'all. Y'all were one of our first inspirations, but like with all of this.
oh really?
We're just informational when it comes to NASCAR news and whatnot. We have like super terrible opinions and super hot, burning, spicy takes every episode. So make sure you tune
I will
in.
watch y'all's episodes and y'all go down like rabbit trails of like conspiracy theories. I'm like, what the hell are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean that's what sets us apart.
I mean,
just like the
Dakota,
random
we
ass
literally had the
conversation.
750 truth on in a tinfoil hat, so you can't say much.
Yeah.
We're
not putting that much. We're not putting production value into our stuff.
Oh yeah,
so.
Tinfoil, man, that's expensive.
Yeah, you don't want to know what we pay that guy.
Check out their podcast though. It's a lot of fun. They're friends at our podcast. We need to make another appearance over there. And also, once again, brought to you by Yeats. 10% off discount code Chairgatin at yeatsofficial.com. Brought to you by Yeti. Link in the description below. Jacob, where's your Yeats at?
Oh fuck, I don't even own a pair.
We need to give him a pair. We'll just put him over his face. Well, only I can see it. Hold on.
That works.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
hey,
thanks
fun,
for coming
boys.
on, y'all.
Catching up. All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Deuces.